And welcome back to Joking Around.
Yeah.
With Ken and Joe. So we are Ken, Joe, and around again.
Ken, Joe, and around. I like that.
Yeah. It has been a long time since our last recording.
It has. We have been through much.
Through many a times of records. Of not
whatever that
happening.
Means. Yeah, of not happening.
Joe, exactly. Can you tell us where we're at right now?
So we are not in my secret underground. We're actually in a totally different location today. I mean, I don't know how specific you want me to be, Ken, but we are technically in Ken's studio. So would we call this Key Element Studio? Is that okay to say?
That is correct. Yep.
Awesome.
As of the first of the month, Key Element Studios is an official business.
Dude, I think that deserves some cheering.
I don't even know how to do it.
How about some rain? Can you just give us some rain? Maybe a thundercloud.
Aha!
Oh, that's right, Ken. He deserves it. Take it in.
Well, and realistically, it has been a long time. There's been a ton of stuff going on, but it is not for lack of ideas and wanting to be here.
Yep.
There has been some really cool and exciting stuff going on. Like I said, officially, I've opened a recording studio. I lost my job due to the market and stuff like that. The company that I work for had to get had to be sold, and I was thrust full into this. Whether I wanted to or not.
Hey, there's some blessing to that too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that is truth. You speak truth, Ken, and I'm excited about it too.
So, Joe, can you tell us something else?
Yep.
Can you tell me who's in the third chair over there?
We have a guest with us today, folks.
We have a guest?
A guest. And his name is Tim.
Tim.
Just Tim.
Just Tim. Where did you find this man?
Tim he's my brother. He is not a blood brother, but might as well be. We are very, very close. We went to college together and sang together for a couple of seasons. I believe they were summer seasons, if you will. And in a quartet that traveled for college. And we represented the college, did a bunch of music together, and did a lot of joking around, if you know what I mean, of our own. And anyway, so I want to introduce Tim. Why don't you say hello and welcome to
So he's
Joking
allowed
Around.
to talk now?
Yeah, let's ungag him here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Ungag him.
And let him come on in.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to be here on Ken Joe.
Yeah, Ken Joe. That's right. Joking around. It's really cool. We're going to post some pictures, just kind of the studio progress here. I don't want to take up all the time talking about myself here, but
right.
Yeah, if you guys just want to take a break real fast, I'll just go ahead and talk. But no, some really cool and exciting things.
Yeah, these are the updates, man. Yep. These are the updates.
Yep.
I think people want to hear it.
It's been pretty cool.
Yep.
Officially open for business, man.
Well, okay, so we're sitting here, and I just wanted to say you've got some nice stuff, and you'll see it in the photos. Really cool, sleek setup. Really cool, sleek setup, and of course his microphones. It's like a Jerry Lewis.
Tim has the sagging mic. Yeah, it's
Sliding
still,
mic.
You just told me. You just told me the other day too. You always get the squeaky wheel at Walmart
Every time.
So
without fail.
That's basically what's happening. But it's really cool. I guess all I meant to say was, or wanted to go with, it's really cool to be sitting here and be watching you guys on these really nice mic setups and just comfortably chilling at our podcast table here at Joe Ken. And I think it's absolutely sick.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, that's
Congrats.
it for today. And
that's it. Tim will be playing the trumpet theme from that song, by the way. He's going to play us out. So you
without an instrument?
I thought you had one
just by himself.
I thought it was nose flute. Was the what I was
prefer
nose flute.
Nose flute if you have it. Yeah.
Wow. So the thing I wanted to talk about today, seeing how Tim's with us, is I wanted to talk about.
Oh boy, I'm really nervous. I'm nervous.
I wanted to talk about perceived value.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man, we should have
having me on. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Perceived value. Joe, what is perceived value?
I don't know. Now my manager's going to be yelling at me because I'm going to get it wrong.
Your manager?
Yeah, I have a manager. He's the one who actually, I think, introduced me to the terminology of it.
So you have heard about it before?
I have. To the best of my knowledge, perceived value is obviously the value that one perceives is assigned to whatever it is. So in the art world, which I'm heavily involved with, obviously, it's really more about the perceived value of something than necessarily what the actual substance is worth or valued at. So I paint on canvas, and that paint costs something, sure, and the canvas costs something, but the perceived value of that item for me, hopefully, is quite high. But so I guess that would be one way of looking at it from a business standpoint from my side of things.
Perceived value. What does perceived value mean to you, Tim?
Well, coming from the tax accounting world, perceived value is probably more based on services you can provide for someone. So it would be, sure, it might take me 5 minutes to do something, but I have years of experience of doing it. So
yeah,
that's a lot more valuable than 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, I think. The other thing I wanted to talk about, though, is that, for instance, if you're coming into a store, like this is the first thing I think of when we talk about like perceived value is when you're coming into a store or a restaurant or something like that, when they have like really nice chairs or very looks like luxury setup.
Yep.
You are going to spend more money there.
And you're going to be okay with it
because you feel like your dollars, you're getting a better value because things are nicer around you than other places. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. So we often, so I had an art teacher, I'll put it this way, who said, basically you could sell anything if it's packaged properly.
Yeah.
And I think that's very similar. You know,
I'm not going to give it away, but hopefully next time I'm going to have a guy here that's actually going to be able to describe that for us. In fact, he's working on a product now that is pretty cool. I don't want to spoil it at all, but that's what he's working on currently is the packaging. He already has the product, but it's all about the packaging and stuff like that too. So I've already talked to him. He is going to be a guest on here. We'll announce it later when it's official and blah, 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 blah.
Right,
but
right.
Really excited about that because he can lend himself more to that. But that's huge is the packaging. Tim, how would you describe your packaging?
Yes.
Well, it's not as good as Joe's. I mean, I don't have the beard and the red hair. The red glasses going on. So I would say Joe's packaging is,
Does that add to Joe's perceived value?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that is Joe's total art package right there. So
I like that.
When did you decide to do the beard, Joe? Were you always bearded? Did you come out of the womb as a bearded individual?
No, thank goodness. But I think, as you know, being in Everson, we all definitely started pretty early with our facial hair.
Yeah.
I think it was probably 7th grade for me, maybe 8th, which is probably pretty typical that it was really full. Tim's still dealing with this.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to hold it up.
Oh, no, well, you should, man. You should crank on that. Make it tighter. It shouldn't be sagging like that. And as a matter of fact, if you go straighter and then bend the middle arm so it doesn't have such a angle
one
on
up.
it. There you go.
And then bend the top.
Bend that one down. Ooh.
It's better at least. We'll see
There
how
you
long
go.
that
There
one
we
stays.
go. Just get comfortable. Yeah. This space is really, I really enjoyed putting this space together because I want it to be about the podcast and less about the technology and stuff. Like, again, here I am self-promoting again, but really I do want it to be like a something you can just sit in here and, forget about it. So forget about it. But this is kind of a test run here. I literally slapped this together, the extra mic, because
wow, this is slapped
Tim
together.
is here, and I'm really excited. Tim is here.
Hey, turn on that.
I like the horror movie vibe with the flickering lamp.
Yeah, there's a flickering light over
That's
there.
really doing it for
I'm
me.
gonna have a migraine in a few minutes here.
That light is a little scary, but yeah. So sorry, back to the beards. Yeah, I got my beard like 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, something like that.
Yeah, I think you and Ben, I think, had his pretty early, but I really didn't grow it till, was it 2015 or 16, right before things kind of blew up for me, and then once that happened, I was kind of stuck in it.
Yeah,
Which I'm happy about, but
you were stuck in it.
yep, that's it. Can't shave it ever again. It's part of my branding. It's part of the packaging.
I was going to say, if you
There we
shaved,
go.
you'd probably be a new artist.
Yeah, so if anything goes bad, I'll shave. I'll just shave it and grow out my hair on top.
Could you do that?
I can do it in most areas, just not right here in the top right here.
Oh, the top. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I kind of got Grandpa Dan's head.
That's
I think,
yep.
so,
Yep. Grandpa had hair till the end. He just had a little thin right on the
thin right there,
on
but
the top
beautiful
of the crown.
hair. Yeah.
Yep. Grandpa Dale had a full head of hair,
Oh man,
even through cancer and everything too.
dude.
Like
He had the best
perfect.
hair ever.
It wasn't gray. It was white. Like it was like just brilliantly white,
Snow,
and he'd slick it back like a
just classy.
classy.
Colonel Sanders
I don't know if
to the next level, maybe or something.
Yeah,
take
maybe.
it
His
much
was more
further.
curly. Grandpa's was just straight, straight back.
The comb back kind of look with
Yeah.
not quite a greaser kind of look, but similar to that, I would say.
Yeah, kind of a 50s thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, I like your shirt.
Thank you.
You just come in from work then?
Yeah, this is
Working
part
on
of my
those.
work packaging right here.
Well, this is kind of a funny question, but seriously, what does if somebody's picking a tax service
Sure.
or what makes you credible to them?
Oh.
Well, the biggest thing that's going to make you credible is always going to be the degrees you have on the wall.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you can show that you have the CPA or you have the experience, that's important there. But there's a lot more that goes into it. There's the packaging of what you wear. I mean, if right now I'm wearing jeans and a button-up shirt, that's just for normal day. But if I'm going to be meeting a client, I'll wear a long sleeve
How often are you
button-up
face to face with people?
it just depends. I mean, right now I'm not really meeting with clients as much as my manager is. So I wouldn't do as much face to face as over the phone.
Do you dress different when you know you're going to meet somebody?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And depending on who it is too. I mean, it's dress. Basically, the firm rules are dress for who you're going to be seeing that day, whatever the task is for what's going on. So yeah, definitely there's packaging there. Sometimes the building too. I mean, if you're a tax firm in some random.
You know, the thing that comes to mind is bail bonds.
Sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Some of the
right next to
scariest-
the laundromat and
or the prison.
Yeah, the
You know,
prison.
the jail's right
Yeah.
there. And
The
then
tax
right
firm that's
across-
next to the laundromat is not going to get the business. It'd be more a
sense,
Better
though.
Call Saul kind of tax
there you
firm.
go.
So, but have you ever made a decision to watch a movie based on the poster?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd
Big
definitely
time.
say
Can you
so.
think of
And
one?
then have you been disappointed?
Yeah, vice versa.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
where you're like, dude, I totally think this is gonna be awesome. Look at that poster. Like,
I can
those
tell you
are-
which
Yeah.
one I saw recently that I was disappointed on.
Oh, please
What?
do tell. If
Go
it's,
for it.
Moonfall.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? I haven't seen that
Such a
one.
disappointment. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
they marketed that like crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looked amazing.
Like
I'm into the
everywhere.
sci-fi stuff. I like all that, but it just
Oh, well, that's a letdown. I haven't. Wow. Okay.
I won't give it away in case you want to be let down yourself. But
Yeah, now I'm on the.
We're not
fence.
really a spoilers podcast or whatever, so I understand. I appreciate that. I will say that some of the I think they've lost the quality of posters nowadays. You know, because they used to be. I could look it up, but they used to be hand painted.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking.
You know
about.
what I'm talking about, like the Indiana Jones posters.
Yeah,
those are like ones that are iconic
it's all
for
the
me.
brothers, I think.
Oh man, the creator of those, they did like a lot of the classic ones, like the Star Wars posters, and they were all hand painted, but you know that kind of crafted motif of like the cast and the main person and how it tells a story with one image. You know what I'm talking about, right?
100%. I'm looking up a few just to kind of take a peek. I mean, I'm looking at the Indiana Jones right now, right? So like,
Yeah.
that kind of style where they kind of bring everything together.
Who was it that did that?
I'm looking it up right now.
hurry
Drew
up.
Amsel, maybe? Was it Amsel? I thought that there were a couple of brothers that did a ton of them, including Star Wars and everything.
It's almost a Norman Rockwell level of realism.
Sure.
Of,
Yeah.
But a little stylized, of course, posterized.
Yeah. So as you kind of like zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. The faces have a definite like real quality to them mixed in with line work.
Yeah.
You know, like you can see some sketch lines on something
A little sketchy.
around the edge. It's a little sketchy for me, you know, a little bit like that. Because otherwise you'd be like, wait, is this just a photo that's been kind of like vintaged, you know, or something?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, but your eyes get awakened to what you're actually looking at. And I love that style.
Perceived value.
It's very adventurous. You're like, I'm going to go on an adventure, right?
An adventure.
An adventure.
An adventure.
I think there's a new role though for the movie posters now. I think Stranger Things, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of getting people to guess certain things. So the cult classics, things like the Avengers, people are always looking for clues of like what's going to happen in the movie.
That's true.
Where is the story going to go?
Right.
So there's a whole different method of how they're putting these things together. It's not just art anymore.
Right.
It's not just announcing. There's a whole maybe almost disinformation to it too. I love those ones.
Yeah. The level of mystery that is even higher. I would agree.
I like when they hide things in the posters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or like different themes. Like when people are talking about, oh, the color scheme of this is this color. Like when you're talking about the Marvel stuff, the color scheme was a big deal, you know, when they started bringing the purples in before Thanos showed up.
yeah.
It
and
all
that
means
stuff.
something.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Again, you know, a perceived value. Right, Joe?
Yeah, I think that would definitely go along with that because it's drawing you into a story that you're now getting deeper and deeper invested into.
Can you think of something that works the opposite, like what you talked about? So the perceived value is less than it should be, or it's way more than it was.
Oh man. That's a dangerous topic.
I mean, if we're staying on the movie trailer or the movies things, it's movie trailers for me.
Okay.
I can't stand
man.
when they put stuff in the trailers that is not in the movie.
Okay, I got
Or
two things
totally
on
put
this.
it out of context or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so I don't mind like a touch of it when you know it's like, well, they weren't telling a full truth and they're not lying to you, but I know exactly what you're talking. Like, there's a difference between that. In other words, it's like, here's a couple of moments, oh, blah, 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 and you get hit with it, and you're like, those obviously weren't in sequential order, for instance, right? And you're like, oh, I'm okay with that being that way. But then, like what I think you're talking about especially is like, they literally make you think all these wonderful things are going to take place and the dinosaurs are going to eat them and all that, and then you never see a dinosaur or whatever it is, right? It's like, well, I'm just throwing that out there as an example, right?
Right.
But that would be, yes, I had something else that you had reminded me of. Hopefully I'll remember here shortly, but another version of that. Oh, when it's not in there. What is it? You might have to cut this because I'll remember where I'm at, but I'm right on it. It's like, it's that moment where it's on the edge of your brain. Come on, help me. Well,
there's one I was thinking of specifically, and I think it's been out long enough that it's not a spoiler, but the newest Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Do you remember in the trailer when they showed Spider-Man going at the Lizard and Sandman, and it was just him? But they noticed that, okay, spoiler alert for everybody. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. If you've
That's okay. I'm
not seen Spider-Man go ahead, just,
What's it been, like 6 months since that came out?
I don't know.
3?
If you haven't seen it by now, I mean.
Yep, but good. We got that spoiler.
It's
So
actually-
you have been warned.
It's out too. It's not just in theaters. It's not
Right.
even in theaters anymore. But I still feel bad about spoilers, because I always hate it when I get spoiled.
Yep.
But anyways,
Oh, that was my comment. I really apologize for jumping in. That's it. I'll remember it later. When they put spoilers in their own trailer.
yeah.
They take away
one
all
that
the element of
reminds me
surprise. Sure.
was, oh man, I can't believe we're going back to this, but when
no.
they showed Doomsday in Batman v Superman,
Oh, yeah. I know.
there's so many other issues with that, but like that was like I was so cool. It was so cool to see it, and then I was like, oh,
Oh,
Why
so
would-
what is left?
so why did they tell us the entire story? There was no surprises
That was what
left.
I was going to say was if there's an entire story. And I'm sorry I cut you off on the other thing, but I have literally watched the trailer and gone, "Oh, no, there's no other version of this movie that's going to make me want to watch it because I've now captured everything I think this movie has to offer."
Yeah.
And every time I have watched after feeling that way, it's been pretty much true.
Comedies that tell you
Every line,
every
the whole-
funny joke already before you even see it.
You're already quoting
Yeah.
the 3 good lines before
Yep.
you've even seen the movie.
You're like, oh, and then by the time you see the movie, you've seen the trailer so many times, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess that was the only funny part was what I just saw. So
Yep.
great, blew money on that. But the Spider-Man thing is what I was talking about was
Right.
they showed in this scene, again, spoiler alert,
Oh.
of him jumping at like Tom Holland Spider-Man jumping at them, and there was other characters that weren't attacking him. They were like flying towards nothing.
Yes.
It's because the other versions were there, but they cut them out of the trailer
Right.
to not give that a spoilery away. But people
Right.
figured that out early. They were like,
yeah.
who's the lizard attacking? He's getting punched by nothing. His animation of his body was like stopping in the middle of the air, getting hit by nothing. So people are like, oh, there's characters that are there that are not exactly in the in the shot there. But
He got hit by a random
got hit by the wind.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's really viable. And I wish, with our influence of this podcast, maybe we can make a difference and get them to stop doing that. Don't do that anymore. Stop it. But stop seriously putting the entire story in the trailer.
Yeah.
You don't need to give out the low hanging fruit. Just, I want to be on the edge of my seat. I want to be so confused by the end of the trailer that I have to go. That's a good movie trailer.
I
Yeah.
think so too. Yep.
Did you here's something else though too. If a movie is so good that they have to prove it, or they prove it in the trailer how good it is, and that makes you want to see it as well, that's another thing too. So you want to talk about perceived value?
Yep.
Tom Cruise.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say a perfect example of that.
The
is-
number one reason why people go and see his movies is because he does it himself. He does all the
Yeah.
I feel like I have a booger. Tim start. When somebody does what
Tim's
you
like,
should be doing.
Hey, right here.
He's like, they start itching their nose because you got a booger or something.
There's something right here.
I felt that right there.
Because people can hear that through the microphone. Yeah.
Tom Cruise does his own stunts and everything. And every
Right.
time he comes out with a new movie, not only are the movies amazing and fun and really, really well done, like specifically the Mission Impossible stuff, but like you want to see what the next crazy thing he does. So then in the trailer, they show some of that crazy footage. We're talking about the latest Top Gun Maverick, which blew everybody out of the water.
I mean, the money that talked from that.
Over $1
proves
billion,
it.
right?
Yeah. It's a new record. Like, I think across all boards. I'm pretty sure it has literally destroyed like just about every record on that. Like there's the opening day records, right? And then there's like overall and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But maybe you could look it up, but I'm pretty sure you're right. It was over $1 billion.
That was the right way to bring back
Yep.
a nostalgic movie. I mean,
Yep.
there's been so many repeats of 90s movies, and they've all been mostly flops. I mean, come on. Karate Kid, all those other ones. It was done the right way.
Dude,
You know?
Cobra Kai, if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, that's really, 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 really good.
Yep. I do
It's
like
actually
Cobra
really
Kai.
good.
Yeah.
But you're right about the Karate Kid, the movies. When they brought the other one back, I think Jackie Chan and Will Smith's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was a little much.
That's
for me.
and that's why I forgot about it.
Probably
1.2 billion worldwide as of today.
It's
well,
smashing
no, not even
records.
today, July 15th. So a little bit
that was like almost a
little
month
bit
ago.
before.
Not
So
quite, but it's crazy.
605 million domestic and 602 million overseas. Pretty crazy.
The way they marketed that one though, it did not disappoint.
Right.
And so the perceived value
Uh-huh.
was also it not only really the movie. I don't know. Was it better than what you thought it would be? Would that be a good way of
I
saying
think
it?
they set expectations that were realistic though.
Yes. It wasn't like so.
Because my expectation was super high.
Yeah.
Because
See, mine was the other way.
really,
I kind of expected just another repeat. Like, okay, great. Just
Yeah,
like
that's
all
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, because our hearts have been teased before,
the hype train.
so you
was
get really
too
nervous.
Yeah. Are they
That's
trying to turn
happened
this into
me.
a trilogy too? I mean, come on.
Hey, that's hard to deal with being a DC fan, for instance.
high. Top Gun Ma, Top Gun Ver, Top Gun Rick. Trilogy.
Oh man, yeah,
But I mean, in the end, like if you have a good product or if your perceived value is not so far off, like I think there's something to be said of like
Yeah.
a perceived value that is a problem, like that is not true.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get in trouble because once people figure it out, oh, you're just bull crapping this. It's not really true.
Right.
Then it's going to do more damage than help.
So there was this, Daniel told me this. He's the manager I spoke of earlier. And I think we were talking about perceived value a little bit on the topic and some other topics. But there was a guy, I'm sure someone will go, oh, yeah, haha, I remember who this is. I don't remember his name. But he actually started hiring a driver to take him places, right, in a really nice car. And he spent the money on, perceived value, if you will, in clothes and all that. And he just kept doing that for a while. And obviously with social media, how it is now, I think that's just constant. Like what he did then was our version of like
Sure.
trying to get Instagram famous real fast and, the reels that are popping, all that kind of stuff. This was that version of it in life, I think would be a good way of putting it. Because everyone who saw him, who perceived him, were like, who is this guy? And he basically faked it till he made it. And he ended
Anna
up...
Delvey.
Is that who that is?
No, that was the Netflix show
Oh,
about the girl who basically.
right.
basic
She just
idea.
kind of faked her way
Yep.
in and out. That's right. Bethany was starting to watch that. I think I have no idea if it's good or
It's a good
anything like
watch.
that,
I
but
never,
absolutely.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
yeah,
It's okay. I don't have to know everything. I just feel left out. So
I'm sorry about that, Ken.
I'm gonna go ahead.
yeah,
and,
Ken. I'm
Just gonna go ahead and leave.
okay. Wow, you're good at that. That horn there, Tim.
Just pulled it out of nowhere.
Pocket trumpet. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, if you have something that's legit and you have something that's real,
Oh,
you
Right.
can create an image that matches what you're trying to produce. Because I think that, especially, I keep coming back to my business here. It's hard to get people to understand what quality is without creating the image that needs to be there for people to make that connection. You know what I mean? If you
Yes.
got a cheap, dumb looking website and you're amazing,
oh yeah.
your online
Oh,
people are going to have a harder time connecting with
You're
that.
overlooked like crazy. I mean, one of the first things Everett and I say in the studio when we're taking our lunch break and we're going to watch maybe a YouTube video or something on a topic we like, watch maybe somebody forging something like knives, stuff like that.
Forging?
Yeah.
Somebody like defrauding the U.S. Mint.
No, not that. Forge.
Forgery.
Somebody forging some, just like an open air murder, just as you would.
Exactly.
The
Maybe like backyard scientist type stuff. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Okay. So what was I even talking about? Where was I going with this?
you're saying when you wanted
if
to,
the quality of the video is really bad, like what is taken on the video. Okay, how about some album covers? What about that? I've had that happen to me where
Lay album
I have
covers?
felt the pain of being like, whoa, cool. Remember Dad had those records downstairs? Remember the records? They were cool. They weren't bad. But I've been to...
The record's dead in the basement. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, I don't know.
And what about pain? Are you talking about with album covers?
Pain? I have suffered this problem when you perceive that this is going to be a really cool album because of the cover art.
Sure, yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, man, that just has whatever vibe you think you're going to get. And then you listen to it and it's so off. That's happened a couple times.
Give us an example.
Yeah, give us an example, Joe.
Okay. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to lie to you. There's been a couple of classical ones that have really disappointed.
I went a little overboard with that.
The one with a picture of Mozart on the front. That
Yeah,
was just
right.
too much.
This one's going to get
like,
lit.
whoa. This is hot. It's going to drop like it's hot. Actually, no, Mozart would probably be pretty sick. But like, probably some of those that you were mentioning would fit it perfectly with the whole like, oh, wow, cool. This will help me sleep. And it's really like, it's like seagulls, like, wah! And you're like, that, no. You know what I mean?
Last thing I'd like to talk about, because I don't want to go too long here, because Joe's got to be somewhere.
No, we all do. You're coming too.
I'm coming too. Where am I going?
We're doing movie night.
Or doing movie night? Yes. We could do it here, man. We really could. It'd be
know.
the scariest thing ever.
That's why we're not doing it here.
Okay.
But yeah, well,
What was I gonna say?
the last one, the last thing.
You were saying when you're trying to go to sleep with, and then like seagulls and stuff go really loud. Have you guys ever done or seen the videos? What are they called? The ASMR videos.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Have you ever gotten tingles from that, Tim? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I don't think I've experienced this before.
ASMR
ASMR.
means it's like auditory sensory meridian response or something is what it is. And what it is that certain sounds give you the chills. That's really all it is. And some people are addicted to it. And so
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like just type in ASMR in YouTube and you're going to get a billion videos.
Yeah.
And why were you guys going to sleep with with these soundtracks?
I've not really done that like to go to sleep, but like I can't remember. I think it was Mythbusters. Maybe it wasn't Mythbusters.
Yeah. No, Mythbusters did a thing on it, I'm pretty sure.
They're like, oh, we're going to make it. Or maybe it was Rhett and Link that were talking about it way back when I used to.
Oh, they had it. Yeah, they had an episode that was really
They were
good.
talking about ASMR and like certain sounds like fingernails on like a wood table or certain sounds that you really enjoy. And then there's the opposite.
And all kinds of
give
stuff.
you the chills.
Yep.
And so people get if you guys could see Tim's face, it's hilarious.
I know.
He's just like looking like this is why are we talking about this?
What is happening at this table?
You know,
No, I'm just intrigued that
They
this
would
is a
call
Yeah.
Tim, they would call you a Tingle virgin
Yeah.
because apparently
thing. I might get that on a T-shirt. Actually,
Tingle virgin because apparently once you've done it a lot, it's harder and harder to get. It's like drugs. It's harder and harder to get the tingles.
Get the tingles? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. So
Wow.
like
It makes sense.
now
though.
there's more videos coming out where like it's like
More
this
intense?
video will for Tingle veterans, not virgins, veterans, people that have like seen every video out there, and then there'll be like hardcore.
That is freaky.
I feel like
Oh,
if
druggy.
Tingle veterans ever shows up in your search history, you should be banned from the internet for a little while. That's just too much.
I'm really not trying to get creepy or weird with this, but it's a legitimate thing.
Yeah,
And like, so, but okay. So the last thing is once I figured that out, there were things in my past in real life that would give me the chills. And one of them when brought the idea to me was when you're talking about album covers and music, the one that still gives me chills every single time is seeing Tim's face. No, I'm just kidding.
Me
Is
too.
the Superman theme song.
Oh, yeah.
And so it gives you positive chills. It pumps you up. Or
Yeah, like energetic, not like it's like I get scared
weird,
and a tingle,
yeah.
you know, up a cold
Like,
chill up your
oh,
spine,
no.
like the ghost is
Yeah.
no, but like
It's
Goosebumps.
yeah,
it's your theme song.
goosebumps.
dude. That
Yeah,
entrance.
it's my theme song.
Yeah, nice. What I dare you to describe for me. Nice. I think you're
Tim,
right.
it's the blue button if you need it.
Okay,
Tim, name a better entrance to a song, like to a song that has that flight and super powerful feeling. It's hard to find. I think there are a
Basically
lot.
anything
but
John Williams.
I was
wrote.
going to say the John Williams Olympic themes always get me pumped
They're
up.
huge.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time I could listen to those over and over
He
again.
kind of they kind of
Fanfare for the Common
ruin
Man
it
and all
on
that,
NBC
yeah.
when they play it so much, but
It never gets old for me.
Yeah,
yeah,
same.
that's
I love
true. Yeah.
To me, it's like, all right,
I'm
let's
like,
go
please
get it.
don't stop, because I think that's going to be the new. It's going to be like, well, let's try to new age this crap.
Let's just get a synthesizer and do that.
Yeah, well, and he'll just like hold
Hit one thing.
No,
and
all
just
of
arpeggiate.
it, all of it. Just
He just
smash
leans
the
on it
whole-
with his whole arm.
Yeah, and then a random drum hit every now and then, just like Olympics.
Like this.
No, not in sync. More like that.
Like this.
The other one, Chariots of Fire.
Yeah,
Chariots
Dude,
of Fire
that-
theme song.
I love that one.
I think that one kind of, that wasn't in my tingle zone.
Okay. So my last thing with that would be this. There's
You
the
keep saying last thing. It's like 40
I
minutes
know
later.
40 minutes later. The last thing from this side of the table would be that song kind of okay. There's like a long chills version, if you want to call it that. I don't know that would be the correct
Long
way.
chills.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't.
Euphoric.
Yeah, it doesn't just hit you like the Superman theme hits you with the first line. Like you're like, oh man.
It takes you to
Yeah.
the spot. You're like,
Right.
I'm ready to jump
No,
off this cliff.
Right. And the other one is like this intense, slow, bringing you
Pump
up.
you up.
Yeah, like I'm gonna take this on and I'm gonna do the race. And
Are you gonna go with Rocky?
Rocky be a good one too. That has
The
a build to it.
belting. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, yeah.
ding.
Yep.
There's a couple different ones.
Eye of the
Obviously,
Tiger.
Yeah, Eye of the Tiger comes to mind. But then I'm thinking of the fanfare or the warfare track when he's and it's like going through the rounds and more and like that fight mentality. We're always bringing it back to music, folks. You guys know that. We can't help it.
Yeah.
Tim loves music as well. Tim is a musician.
Tim's an awesome musician. I have sung
a
with
vocalist.
him. He's a vocalist. He's a pianist.
He's a drummist.
He's a fashioneer.
He's a flautist.
He can.
I'm not a flouter. No.
Are you a
he doesn't
pianist?
flout.
I started as a pianist, and I became a
Didn't we
trumpeter.
all? Didn't we all? Became a trumpeter.
Yes, I did. And then I
Did you play any
gave it all
fanfares?
up.
Fanfares?
Gave it all up.
Fanfares. I played in pep band. That's like a fanfare.
What was
That's where
your
you
favorite
just
pep?
blow as loud as you can.
Split your
Just-
lips.
Yeah.
What's that called? A blat or something like that? Lincoln just told me this. He's like, yeah, Dad, it's really cool. I like that part of the song because he's learning like pep band music and all that for the marching
What
band.
instrument is he playing?
Well, he's playing the baritone, but he plays trombone. But for marching band, they have him this young, marching with the other.
So is it valves for baritone then?
Yeah,
Cool.
valves, which is cool. He
Wow,
loves
he
it.
went from slide to valves. That's a hard jump. It's like relearning everything.
I heard him today. It sounded really good in there too. Like
That's
they're
good.
really playing well. High school, and he's in junior high still. But we were riding in the car, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, it's really loud, it's really fast, super fun. I like that pep song." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he's like, "And then all the brass instrument." Well, all the high brass gets to do this blat or something. I can't remember what he called it.
That
But
may be
it's-
correct.
It's when they just like, over
Yeah.
push and you get that blah sound, right?
Yeah.
At the end. And he's like, it sounds so cool at the end. So it's neat to hear my son talk that way. It's not that I don't talk music with him, but he's probably not.
It's something else when
Yeah.
they learn it for themselves.
Exactly.
It's something
yeah.
else when they come to you and they're like, "Dad," or they hear a song that you're basically tired of all your life, and it's fresh for them, and it renews you again.
Yep.
You get your tingles back.
He's
like the Superman theme.
Exactly. Bring it full circle to the Superman theme.
That's it.
I think we talked about that in our first episode.
Hey, why not bring it around?
We can't stop talking about it.
Well, we're going to do it every episode.
Yep,
from now
every
on.
time.
It's going to be the new ending.
Yep. So we're going to go out. Okay, so guys, we're going to do. Oh, and in the ASMR videos. Apparently, some people like mouth noises. Yes, so it gives tingles to some people. For me, it makes me want to punch you in the face.
Yeah, makes me want to punch myself in the face.
I want do your best ASMR impression, Joe.
Right now?
Go.
Okay, so we're just going to work on your ear here. We're going to start picking out some wax out of your ear.
Sick.
Oh, that's a big one right there. I think it's coming out with a little bit of hair, but it's a tough guy. I think we'll get it. I think we can get it if I just.
I'm not getting any tingles. Are you getting any tingles, Tim?
Not today. I think I'm going to stay a virgin today. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a pro. You need to go to a pro for that kind of thing.
A pro.
Yeah.
Here's some soothing ASMR sounds for you as we end our episode today.
Guys, it's been fun. It's been fun. Thanks, Tim, for joining. That's Tim on the trumpet. Hello?
Over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't
Okay, I gotta go.
Yes, too much.
We'll perfect